the boat was sinking, you have one lifeboat, and it's quite small, and you can only take one other being.
Yeah.
So let's say you have your dog, whom you love really a lot, and you have, obviously, let's say a child. It doesn't have to be your child. Yes? You can only save one person. The boat is sinking. Now it's a matter of life and death for these two entities whom you have to save. And because you can only save one, as a human, you are most likely to save him. Same scenario. You'll save your dog.
Man.
So you let the human die?
I don't know the guy.
For a dog?
I don't know the guy.
Wow.
Because he's not most powerful, not them, right?
Yeah.
So we both agreed he has to be most powerful. If he's not, there will be a big chaos, right?
Yeah.
So if he is more powerful, does he need to depend on anything?
If he is the most powerful,
Yes.
then he does not.
Okay, he does not. So we both agreed first he is the most powerful, or A. You said the A, right? So something he is the most powerful.
Yes.
So he's not dependent on anything, right? So what do you think? Does he need to take any children or any daughter or any father, mother? Do you think that?
No.
No. Okay. So then we both agreed he should be one, right? And he doesn't depend on anything. He doesn't need to depend on anything, and he doesn't have to have the children, father or mother, right? So how do you think? And we both agreed in the very first time that if anything like him in terms of strength, in terms of intellect, then there will be a chaos. There will be something massive thing which will not be in control, right? So he is one in terms of everything, right? So if you agree, like that is the belief we Muslim have.
Yes.
I'm Muslim, so that is the belief we Muslim have.
You believe in God, right?
I
He
don't
said
know
that-
what. I
Oh, you
don't know
don't-
if I
okay.
believe
Specific,
in God.
yeah.
He's got a
in
cross,
the
that's
way
why I'm
that people
asking.
say is
Your friend.
God.
No,
So you're a Christian?
No, we
Yeah,
don't.
he's a
You're a Christian?
Catholic, yeah.
Did he say no?
No,
He's not a Christian.
no, I don't. We're not very set in religion.
Okay. The way you said we, so you're talking for both of you. He said yes, he's a Christian. You're saying no. So I'm a bit confused now.
I don't know. I am not very set in my
Fair
belief
enough.
of what God
Okay,
is.
so if
Yes.
we both agreed on some points, right?
Yes.
So if we then give this special being, if we give a name, if we say he is Allah,
Yeah.
does it have any problem?
I find it hard because I cannot make definitive decisions on this.
No, we are not making any definition.
Yes.
We are.
I understand.
So you
your
said
yes.
yeah.
In
we
in
said
this
we gave
perspective,
a name. We gave a
that
name
Allah
named
is
A.
the-
We
yes,
gave a name
okay.
A before, right?
Yes.
Then if we say this is Allah,
Okay.
is there any problem? I think there is. Yeah. Okay.
Because I can, in my head, I can assign any name to it.
So without
it does not
name,
matter to me.
without name, how you call them?
No, that's fine. I think the name is not important because
Yeah.
she's already said that she's not settled with the concept of God, yeah?
Yeah.
So I think that's the first thing we need to discuss before we get to the name.
Yes.
So let's, so it's more logical, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah. So there must be some criteria that you have for you to say, yes, this will confirm that there is a God. And until I get that criteria, like that requirement established, like I'm not going to believe in God. You see what I mean? Because it seems to me like you are taking the agnostic position where you're not certain whether there is a God or there isn't a God. Am I right?
I believe in a sort of higher thing that connects everything.
Yeah.
I don't know if I believe in a creator.
Okay, so what do you understand by
One
this?
entity that is more powerful than everything else.
No, but when you say connects everything, what do you mean by that?
Well, the trees are connected to me,
How?
to the ground, to the other animals, to other things in the world.
How are the trees connected to you?
That's the thing, is I think it's just an energy thing. Like that
I don't get it. I think you're
energies
fast forwarding a lot. You need to tell me exactly how you're connected to the tree. Because the tree by itself is a different entity to you.
Right.
So when you were born, maybe the tree wasn't there. Or maybe when you die, the tree will still remain there. So what do you mean by connection? Like, I'm trying to understand what you mean by the phrase you use. We all are connected somehow, I believe. What do you mean by that?
We don't have to be born at the same time to be connected.
Say again?
We don't have to be born at the same time to be connected.
No, not about born. I'm trying to see where the connection is, that's all. Because the tree is a different species to humans, right?
I suppose. But the connection doesn't, I don't think, has to be in relation to the tree.
Yeah.
We're in the same. I might be in the same environment as a tree.
Yeah, we're in the same universe.
That's
fine.
Same universe as a
in the
tree.
same universe. No,
And that is
no
a
problem.
connection, is it not?
Okay. Well, connection in the sense. So as a Muslim, by the way, I'm a Muslim. Okay. So as a Muslim, we say everything is a creation of God.
Right.
Now that is how I connect to the different creations.
Yeah.
So they are creation, I'm creation as well.
Yeah.
However, when it comes to human beings, animals, plants, we are different creations, yeah? And we have different responsibilities, different ways of even thinking and so on. For example, would you consider animals to have the same value as human beings?
Well, yeah.
Really?
Yes.
So when you get married and you have children, are you going to treat your pets and your kids the same way?
No, but I don't think that's what I mean by have the same value as humans.
Okay, so value, okay. They have life, we have life.
People have the same
So
value.
that's fine. We value the life, that's no problem about that. However, when it comes to value, the way you treat them, the way you interact with them, the way you connect with them, all that is different. Because your children are going to be taking always the upper position in terms of, in relation to how you treat the animals, for example, or the pets. So it doesn't matter how close you are to your pet. Even if your pets were there from before your kids were born, you will still, your love and your empathy and your relationship with your children will be completely different. In fact, to even other human beings. So they'll have a special value, a special position. You see in your eyesight. That's what I mean.
But that's not the same value as humans. That's the same value as your loved ones.
Yeah, of course. So your loved ones.
But your loved ones will always come before. Like I could love my loved ones more than I could love another human being.
Yeah.
So in that way,
that's what I meant earlier.
Animals and a human that is not a loved one would have the same value. But you put things in tiers.
Yeah, of course. I mean, look, like I said,
but I don't think that
your own species, as human beings, you will always, the value of them will always take precedence over everything else. So let me give you an analogy. Let's say the boat was sinking, you have one lifeboat and it's quite small and you can only take one other being. So let's say you have your dog whom you love really a lot, and you have obviously, let's say, a child. It doesn't have to be your child. Yes? You can only save one person. The boat is sinking. Now it's a matter of life and death for these two entities whom you have to save. And because you can only save one, as a human, you are most likely to save whom?
I think that it's difficult because we don't have the same communication with animals as we do with other human beings.
It's a matter of life and death. You're clear. The animal will be clearly distressed if it knows that it's going to sink and die. And so will the child. Okay? So they both need to be rescued. You value life, they value life. Yes? But because you as a human being now have to make this really tough decision as to whom you're going to save. So with the hand on your heart, whom are you going to save most likely in that scenario?
But just because you say the children doesn't mean that she doesn't also value the lives of animals as much.
Let's deal with whom you're going to save first before we go. Why? Before we decide why. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Come on. Anyone who...
The question you asked is it's framed for the answer that you wanted to get.
No, it's not. Even if it wasn't framed this way, and you were in such a situation. Let's say I never asked you that question.
Wait,
let's say I never asked you this question. But by the way, this is not a hypothetical scenario. This could happen very easily. Yes? So it's not a hypothetical scenario. If it was, then I'll tell you so from the start. But because, let's say if I never even asked you this question, and you happen to be in that scenario, whom are you going to save?
But the question you asked is do we value the lives of animals as much as the lives of humans?
No, my question is whom do... So I've always connected animals to humans from the very start. I did not change my stance. Still very much the same. Whom will you save on the boat? Come on. It's an easy answer.
Or like I frame the question as well. Let's say it's a random person. I don't know the person.
Let's deal with one point at a time.
Hanging off the cliff, and then it's my dog.
Yeah, same scenario. You'll save your dog.
Where?
So you let the human die?
I don't know the guy.
For a dog?
I don't know the guy.
Wow.
I don't know this random guy.
Okay, so
this guy could be a murderer, he could be a serial killer, he could be whoever. I don't know. That's my dog. I know my dog.
The dog could be rabid. It could have killed someone.
No, because it's my dog. I know my dog.
Oh, you love your dog. Okay.
Yeah.
So you will always save your dog over a human being.
If it's a random person, I don't know who it is. Yeah.
What about you? I'm actually shocked with that answer. But anyway, what would you? Do you agree with him?
It's different if it's your dog
Yeah. And a random human being.
and a random human being.
Yeah. So whom would you save?
I'm not sure.
You have to make a decision. There's no time. They're about to die.
Can I jump off the cliff?
If you are
I
insane,
put both of them into the boat,
If-
and then they both go.
And where will you go?
And then I die. I don't know.
okay, that's called suicide, by the way.
Yeah.
So you're doing one wrong for the other. By the way, suicide is wrong as well. Do you know that?
Swear?
Morally wrong
Is
to
it?
commit suicide.
Okay.
You guys okay with suicide? I would be very worried. Who's your doctor?
Why don't you tell? I would like to hear your perspective of God and all of that stuff.
Okay, good. We can always move back to God. The reason I asked you about the value is because look, if you are in touch with your reality, then as a human being, you will always value your species. Doesn't matter what. Trust me, if you were in that situation, and your dog was going to die, and you see this man, yes, you might change your mind at that time. But anyway, that's different now. Because you know when something is hypothetical, where we just have to think about it, not really act on it, there's not much emotion attached. But when you're presented in that situation, then it's quite tough. For example, if I were to ask you, if a woman or a man is suffering terribly, yes, and they wanted to die by, what's it called, euthanasia? Yeah. So let's say by lethal injection to get them out of their misery, would you help them?
So, well, I mean, if it's legal in that country, which it is in some.
If it was legal, you'll help them kill themselves?
Well, I wouldn't.
Well,
I'm not a
it's their
doctor.
decision, isn't it?
I'm not a doctor.
Not really.
I wouldn't help them.
Because they might be in a state where they cannot think right because of the pain that they're experiencing.
Well, they're suffering.
The doctor is telling them that there is a possibility, 50-50, for you to live or to die.
Okay, well then it's up for them and the doctor. I'm not a doctor.
That's a good answer now. I'm glad actually. Give that. I thought you said something terrible. Give me where's the injection?
I was scared.
So yeah, I mean this thing. So you know all these things. This is something which we call the fitra. This is something which every human being has a natural disposition to identify the right from the wrong. Yes. So even if you were, let's say you were born on an island and you lived all there without any connection to any human beings or something, even then these instincts in you will remain, and they will actually they will become active when you come to these situations. And this is something we all are born with. So as human beings, we have this innate disposition, which we call the fitra in Arabic, that we always go towards belief in God, and specifically towards a monotheistic God. Yes? Because if I were to ask you, where did the universe come from? What would you say?
Well, I think it's allowed to say that I don't know for sure.
That's fine. You can say I don't know, no problem. What would you say?
Well, so I wouldn't know either.
I thought you believed in God earlier.
So you said you're Catholic, right?
Huh?
You said you're Catholic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you might be Catholic just by name, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm assuming because you said I don't know. Because if you are someone who's a Catholic who believes in God, then the natural answer would be God created the universe. That's the short and the long of it. But look, the universe didn't come about by itself. Yeah? Did it? It didn't. If I said that ring you're wearing, yes, just popped out of nowhere, you would say I'm insane. That's crazy. Because that is something that would never happen. Now you and the universe are much more complex than any ring you can put on your finger. Yeah? So for us to assume, and I'm not saying you're assuming this, for it to come into existence from nothing or by itself or by magic, that's something which is an impossibility. Do you agree? Yeah. And we know from science and from the studies that they have done that the universe began to exist at one point. Yes? They even roughly tell you approximately how old the universe is. It's just under 14 billion years old. So we know that it began to exist at one point. The question is, how did it come into existence? And this is the how that science cannot answer. Because science is very much dependent on observations and experimentation. Yes, they believe in empirical evidence. So otherwise they just don't say, they don't go based on speculations. So because they cannot operate outside space and time, and universe means space and time, so they cannot say what came before it or whether there was anything before it. But as a person who believes in God, I believe not just in the physical world, I believe in the metaphysical as well. And I'll give you an example why everyone actually believes in metaphysical, even the scientists who say they don't. Yes? You believe you have consciousness? Yeah? How would you define consciousness? What's your understanding?
I think, therefore I am.
Very good. Descartes, yeah. Or Descartes, however you say it, how you pronounce it. So this was a philosopher who basically gave this definition about consciousness. That if you can think, then you exist. It's basically, if you can understand and acknowledge your environment, then you are someone who possesses consciousness. A rock doesn't think for itself. Yes? So you put a rock anywhere, it wouldn't react any differently. Yes? It'll be the same. You go near fire, you're aware the fire is danger, you'll try to move away from it. Yes? Similarly, any danger you suspect, you'll try to avoid that. Yeah? So that's why I'm saying, if you believe that the universe came from nothing, then that is also, which is impossible. Yeah? By the way, the reason I was giving you about consciousness is to show that the metaphysical, which is your own self, no one can see consciousness in the lab, yeah? So there's no empirical evidence for it. You cannot observe it, you cannot do experiments on it. It is something that you possess, yes? And without that, you cannot think, you cannot rationalize. You know the questions you're asking now and the answers you're responding to, it all links back to your consciousness. So without that, you cannot function. None of the faculties of your reasoning will function without that. And that's the reason I'm saying, even the scientists who don't believe in the metaphysical, by faith, and I mean faith, blind faith, they have to accept that they have consciousness. They cannot explain how they got it, yes, or why they got it. They know they have it, yes, without any empirical evidence. And that brings me to God. If we can have our own souls, our own self, our own consciousness as being active, which is metaphysical, then why can't we believe in God, who is also not from the physical world? Yes? And that is the reason I'm saying that we as human beings, we always gravitate towards belief in some higher being. Yes? And why is it important? Why should we believe, you know? You can say, I lead a good life. Yes, I don't harm anyone. I'm always nice. I even give charity. Well and good. But then who decides what is good and what is bad? Because that goes back to your consciousness. It's always from your subjective point of view. Yes? For example, if I were to say to you whether you love your pet more or your mom more, yes? No one other than yourself can actually respond to that question, isn't it? Because you're the only one who knows what's inside. Even your mother doesn't know. Yes? Even your closest friend or relative or brother or sister can't tell you. And that is the reason what is good and what is bad is always going to be subjective, isn't it? Yeah? So what should we do? Because there's going to be conflict now. Yes? When everyone decides what is good and what is bad, there's bound to be conflict. Because what might be good for you might not be good for him. And what might be good for you might not be good for you, might be bad for you. And that's the reason we have to acknowledge someone other than ourselves, someone who has the authority to be just and never to make mistakes, to tell us what is good and what is bad. And this is where God comes in the picture. Because with God, we have scriptures. You know, He doesn't tell us to just go and live in the world. Yes? He sends us guidance through His messengers. And His prophets tell us how to lead a good life based on the command and the rules and laws. Just like every system has rules and regulations, the system of God also has rules and regulations. And just like every system, for example, if you had a driver's license, you can't just drive your car the way you want. Yes, you have to obey the DVLA rules and regulations. If you break those rules, there's consequences for that. Similarly, in the system of God, there is consequences if you go against the commands of God, if you break His commands or the rules. And there is reward, yes, for you doing something that God has commanded you to do in the way He told you to do. So we have the system of reward and punishment in every system, yeah, mostly. And this is the reason we as Muslims, we believe that God is only one. And that is another thing. There are many religions out there who believe in multiple gods. Yes, you must have heard of polytheism, for example, in Hinduism, in ancient religions like the Egyptians and the Greek mythologies. So there are lots of people who believe in polytheism, multiple gods. But as Muslims, we believe that is something which is also illogical and incoherent. Yes? Why do you think that is?
I'm not sure. We do have to go.
Yeah.
I greatly appreciate your perspective.
No, fair enough.
Honestly.
Fair enough.
It's been very interesting to listen to you.
Likewise, yeah. Thanks for your time.
Thank you so
and
much.
I really appreciate. What's your name, by the way?
Mira.
Mira, and you are?
Kawan.
Kawan. Okay, nice names. So, yes, before you go, have you ever read the Quran?
No.
No, would you like a free copy?
Yeah?
Yeah, why not?
Not imposing it on you, yeah?
No.
In your spare time, if you want to read it, please do read it. And if you ever come back here, Speaker's Corner, yes, we are here on Sundays. You can speak to us, or you can go on our channel. It's called Dawah Wise. Yes, and there are other videos which discuss this topic. So yeah, thanks for your time. But yeah, he's going to bring a Quran from that table just over there. Yeah,
He's coming.
yeah. So yeah, is your first time here at Speaker's Corner?
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think?
They're from America.
It's really interesting.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Good. You ever saw any videos of Speaker's Corner discussions?
I've seen some videos here, we weren't there. And I thought, yeah, we'll
Okay.
just pass by.
There you go. That's a gift for you, Mira, right?
Yes.
And you as well.
Thank
Sorry,
you.
can't remember
Thank
the
you.
name. Thanks a lot. So, Jazakallah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.